from West Virginia Public Broadcasting.
Support for the following is provided by the West Virginia Department of Education and West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hey! Hey everyone, it's Education Station!
Hi, and welcome back to Education Station. I'm your host, Alex Milanese. In today's special parent edition of Education Station, we're going to meet educational experts who are going to share strategies that you can use while teaching your little ones at home. So first up, we're going to hear from Mr. Haza, who has a fun music game that you can play with your children. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Josh Haza, and I'm the music educator at the West Virginia Schools for the Deaf and the Blind. Lately, I've been trying to think of ways to keep students engaged with music at home and using different household items. For example, the plastic cup. Today's activity is going to be based around plastic cups. I have these small, colorful plastic cups, but you can use any kind of plastic cup, larger ones, anything that stacks well and that taps well. I have created 3 little songs to participate with using these different cups. See, cups can be pretty good percussion instruments, tapping them and stacking them and even making a pyramid with them to tune of a song. So, the very first song that you're going to participate with uses 3 cups. And with those 3 cups, you'll be tapping, you'll be stacking, and you'll also be spinning. Okay, so I want you to give the first song a shot, and when you have finished that one successfully, you can move on to the second one. Good luck and have fun. This is the Stacking Cups music activity number 1. My son Seth is going to help me out. We have 3 cups in a row. You need 3 cups for this activity. Make sure that they're in a row, 1 on the left, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the right. Stack, stack, tap, 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 take them apart, just like that. Stack, stack, tap, 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 take them apart, just like that. Spin the one on the left, spin the one on the right, tap the one in the middle, stand the others right back. Spin the one on the left, spin the one on the right, tap the one in the middle, stand the others right back. Stack, stack, tap, 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 take them apart, just like that. Stack, stack, tap, 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 take them apart, just like that. Spin the one on the left, spin the one on the right, tap the one in the middle, stand the others right back. Spin the one on the left, spin the one on the right, tap the one in the middle, stand the others right back. Okay, welcome back. If you have successfully completed song number 1, it is time for song number 2. Now in song number 2, you're going to be using 4 cups. And with these 4 cups, you'll be doing some of the same things you did in number 1, like tapping and stacking. But we are also going to be creating what I like to call a pyramid. And that is placing 1 cup on top of 2. Okay? So I'll show you that. It's just you just grab 1 cup, put it right on top of 2 to make a pyramid. And then another technique that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to stack down the pyramid. So you take your remaining cup and you stack, stack, stack. Okay, I'll show you that again. So again, you make your pyramid. That's 1 on top of 2. You take your remaining cup and you start from the top and you stack, stack, stack. Try to do it to the beat of the song of number 2. Okay? So, make sure you have 4 cups for number 2. And when you're done with that, you'll be ready for number 3.
Good luck and have fun.
This is the stacking cups with music activity number 2. My son Seth is here to help me out again. For this stacking cups music activity, you are going to need 4 cups. Make sure that they're in a row. Try to follow along. I've got 4 cups in a row. I tap them once, here I go. I put 1 cup on top of 2. I'm left with 1, what should I do? Stack, stack, stack. I take them apart like that. And now I'm back to 4. I've got 4 cups in a row. I tap them 2 times, here I go. I put 1 cup on top of 2. I'm left with 1, what should I do? Stack, stack, stack. I take them apart like that. And now I'm back to 4. I've got 4 cups in a row. I tap them 3 times, here I go. I put 1 cup on top of 2. I'm left with 1, what should I do? Stack, stack, stack. I take them apart like that. And now I'm back to 4. Okay, if you have successfully completed song number 2, you're ready for song number 3. So just like number 2, you're going to be using 4 cups. And you'll be doing some of the same things again like you did for number 2. You're going to be stacking and tapping, building a pyramid. But one of the differences between 2 and 3 is the tempo of 3 is a little faster. So for example, the very beginning of it, you're stacking a little faster. Stack, stack, stack. Probably about that speed. So that's one thing that you're going to have to work on, this technique of moving just a little quicker to the song. Okay? Another thing you're going to be doing that's a little different from before is after you stack the 4, it's going to ask you to remove 2. Just like that. So I removed 2 from the stack of 4. Okay? You'll also be building your pyramid. You'll also be spinning. And you'll also be stacking down. So we're using all the different techniques that we've learned in number 1 and song number 2. And using them for number 3. Okay? Good luck and have fun. All right, this is the stacking cups with music activity number 3. And once again, my son Seth is going to help me out. You're also going to need, just like last time, 4 cups in a row. Try to follow along, please. Stack, 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 and a tap, tap, tap. Take 2 off and tap, tap, tap. Put them back in a row, just like that. Stack, 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 and a tap, tap, tap. Now build a pyramid. Spin 1 on the side. Stack, stack, stack again. And line them up, my friend. Stack, 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 and a tap, tap, tap. Take 2 off and tap, tap, tap. Put them back in a row, just like that. Stack, 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 and a tap, tap, tap. Now build a pyramid. Spin 1 on the side. Stack, stack, stack again. And line them up, my friend. Stack, 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 and a tap, tap, tap. Take 2 off and tap, tap, tap. Put them back in a row, just like that. Stack, 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 and tap, tap, tap. Thanks again for participating with the Stacking Cups with Music activity. Hope you had a fun time. I want to thank my son Seth one more time for helping me out. Stay safe, stay healthy, have a good day.
Thanks, Mr. Haza. Okay, next up, we're going to switch gears from music to science. Ms. Johnson has a fun experiment that you can try at home with your children. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Annie and I attend Oak Hill High School as well as the Fayette Institute of Technology. We were given the assignment to create an at-home lesson plan for you to do with your children. I chose a science experiment, and what you'll need for this is some salt, sand, a measuring cup, 3 bowls, labels, and some ice. This lesson plan is a prediction that you and your child will make. You'll put some ice cubes in each bowl. One will be filled with salt, and one will be filled with sand, as well as one will just be ice cubes. And you and your child are gonna write down your prediction at the beginning as to whether you think the salt will melt faster, will make the ice melt faster, the ice will melt faster on its own, or the ice with sand will melt faster. You'll start by putting ice cubes in each bowl. We want to make it even so that you can have the correct prediction. I'm putting 5 ice cubes in each tray and a half a cup of sand and a half a cup of salt. Now, while you're doing this and preparing it, you want to have your child write down a prediction as well as draw out what they think will happen. So we're going to take a separate container and dump the sand in there because your child is of course going to want to dump it in themselves. Now we're going to do a half a cup of salt as well. And while you're pouring this in, your child should be, like I said earlier, making a prediction and drawing one out. Once you've got everything ready, you can discuss with your child on their prediction, or you can go ahead and perform it. So I'm going to go ahead and add the salt to the ice and the sand. And we'll come back after it's been 10 minutes. As you can see, the ice by itself has started to melt some. There's about 1 centimeter or so of liquid in the bottom. The ice is really slippery and wet. The ice in the sand is actually not very melted. It's pretty whole, and the sand is really like textured. It's got a lot of traction to it. The ice over here with just the salt has started melting a lot more than the other two. The salt has clumped it together. There's about 2 or 3 centimeters in the bottom. So after this first set of 10 minutes, the ice with the salt has melted faster than the ice by itself or the ice with the sand. This is now after our second set of 10 minutes, so 20 minutes in total, and the ice by itself has melted a good bit. There's about 1 centimeter or 2 of water in the bottom. It's starting to slim down a lot. The ice in the sand has almost completely melted. It started to clump together. It's broken down a lot. As you can tell, there's about 5 or 6 centimeters of water in the bowl, and the ice over here in the sand is still almost completely whole. It's barely melted. The sand is holding it together really well and keeping it from melting. So we're gonna do one more set of 10 minutes, but after the second set we can tell that the salt is melting the ice faster than the sand, and just if the ice was by itself. After our third set of 10 minutes, in total of 30 minutes, I've now labeled that this is the sand, this is the salt, because this is the end of our experiment, and we can draw the conclusion that the salt melts the ice faster, and that the ice by itself has barely melted at all, but the sand has kept the ice from melting more than the salt and the ice by itself. So in conclusion, the salt will melt the ice faster. Now that we have determined that the salt melts the ice faster than sand or the ice alone, I wanted to elaborate a little bit on what this experiment can be used for. This experiment shows your child when it's wintertime and our roads are icy. It shows them why you use salt to put it on the road, and why even if the ice is at a temperature that's like below zero, some places will use sand because it gives your car traction, and you can drive safer because the ice won't melt it as fast. So for this activity, your child should be able to make a prediction on whether salt or sand will melt the ice faster. They should be able to perform the activity and then discuss the result. My learning objective is to determine which substance or what condition will make the ice melt faster. During this lesson plan, your child has used standard S.K through 2.ETS.3, which is students will analyze data from tests of two objects designed to solve the same problem to compare the strengths and weaknesses of how each performs. That's what your child was doing when he or she was comparing the salt and the sand to see how the ice would perform. They also used S.K through 2.ETS.1. The students will ask questions, make observations, gather info about a situation people want to change to define a simple problem that can be solved through the development of a new or improved object or tool. So the people changing is of course the salt and the sand, and how I demonstrated that's used on the icy roads because people need that to change. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. Bye.
Thanks, Miss Johnson. Now, that lesson was about science, and our first lesson was about music, but our last segment today is actually going to combine a little bit of both. For more on this, let's go visit Miss McCoy.
Hi, my name is Claire McCoy, and I'm the lead studio educator at the Marshall University Early Education STEAM Center, which is a preschool site housed on Marshall University's campus that also works collaboratively with Cabell County. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about some different musical opportunities that can be modeled in the classroom, but then easily adapted at home with you. But first, let's talk a little bit about why the arts, with a primary focus in music, is so important. Music can improve fine motor skills and coordination. Learning to play an instrument, it involves improving your hand-eye coordination as well as ear-to-hand coordination. Music can also improve your language development. Studies have shown that the same parts of the brain are triggered and strengthened when you are learning how to read music, when you're singing, learning new melodies, and learning to play an instrument. It thickens the same web of circuits that are vital with sound recognition and processing. Music can also improve math skills. While a child is learning to play an instrument, that child might begin to recognize those little black dots that are rising and falling on the sheet music. And eventually, the child will begin to realize that those black dots they share and deliver information. They share information about what keys to press on the piano or what strings to strum on a guitar. And in math terms, that is called pattern recognition. Lastly, music can improve negotiation techniques and also improve self-confidence and self-esteem. When a child is presented with a self-selected goal or a goal to work toward, their focus and perseverance is pushed. When reaching that goal, they gain a sense of confidence, and it in turn builds their self-esteem. So now that we've talked a little bit about the importance of music and instruments, let's take a closer look at some instruments you may find in the classroom and how we can go about creating instruments at home. Something unique about a rain stick is that the items inside move slowly through the instrument, and that creates a really unique sound. But many of us don't have rain sticks lying around at home, so let's make one together. All right, we're going to need some golf tees. These are just some plastic pots that I got from the dollar store, and you're going to grab a box of noodles, any kind will do. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the pots, and inside I've just hot glued the golf tees all around, and put your noodles inside. You can glue it or tape the two together, and there you have it. You have just made your very own rain stick. Enjoy! Now we're going to take a look at the xylophone. Listen to the notes as they progress from high to low, and then low to high. Let's take a look around our house to see what kinds of materials we have to make our own progression of sound. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a makeshift xylophone, just using recyclable water bottles, and I filled each and every water bottle with a different amount of liquid. And just to better see that, we've dyed the liquid too. So each liquid holds a different amount, which in turn creates a different sound. And if you remember, when we explored the xylophone, the sound travels from high to low or low to high. So here's a quick and easy way that you can create the same kind of exploration of sound at home with some recycled materials. Here are some other instruments you probably didn't know were inside your cabinets or pantry. To mimic the sound of cymbals, pot lids and plastic cups are great. Did you know that a stock pot doubles as a drum? Just turn your pot over, grab a wooden or plastic spoon, and you're ready to lead your drum solo. And remember that box of noodles we used earlier? Grab another box and you have maracas. Instruments are everywhere. We just have to get creative at where to look. All right, here are the materials that we are going to be using today. We have some rubber bands, some hot glue and hot glue gun, just a cardboard box, some markers, scissors, a paper towel roll, and some tape. So to begin, we are going to be using the cardboard box. You can use any box, whatever you have on hand, cereal box, or in this case, crackers. And you're just going to be taking the duct tape and applying it to both sides of your box, the shorter sides. I just make sure to secure both ends, give it a little extra security and durability. And then once you're done with that, we're going to take one of our markers, and you are going to draw a circle in the middle of one of the larger sides of your box. And then using your scissors, cut alongside the outer edge of your circle all the way around. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just making sure that you have a clean opening. I'm just going to clean up some of my edges. And then we'll be ready to move on. All right. So now we can add another material. We're going to add our paper towel roll. So you want to use one side of your shorter end of the box. you can measure around the paper towel roll, but basically you just want to cut a circle around the paper towel roll. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just large enough for the paper towel roll to fit through the opening. And once you have that, you can secure your paper towel roll. So now you can kind of see what we are working with. Okay, so in our second part of our demonstration, we are going to be working on strings. What you are going to need are 6 rubber bands, and we're just going to cut those in half. Doesn't have to be perfect, just want to cut them in half, and then using 4 strips of duct tape, you're going to lay your rubber bands on one side of the sticky side of the duct tape. Okay, and then you're going to take another piece of duct tape and you're going to lay that on top. So we're going to secure that down, trim the sides, and then you'll repeat on the other side. All right, we are ready for application. You just want to make sure that you give yourself enough lag to stretch it over the instrument. So in our next step, we're going to take the strings that we just put together and we are going to begin fitting those to our guitar. And what we're going to do is just hot glue each side to both sides of the guitar, making sure that each side is secure. So the last part we're going to do is we are going to take some remaining pieces of our tape and we're just going to tape all around the box. Just make sure you cover all sides, and then we will focus on some decoration.
Thanks, Miss McCoy. All right, well, that wraps up everything for us here today on Education Station. We want to thank everyone who submitted their awesome lessons, and we want to thank you for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Education Station.